This is a day in the life of a single girl in LA. I wake up at 10 a.m., hungover from the night before. I check my phone and send out several apology texts to the guys I flaked on last night. I spend the next 3 hours getting ready before I walk outside because you never know when you'll meet a professional athlete, famous musician, or generic rich guy. At 11 a.m., I drink my $32 matcha from Air One. After that, I do rigorous mat Pilates. Then I do a quick thirst trap and my DMs are flooded with men I'll ignore and will never talk to. At 1 p.m., I have lunch with my sugar daddy. I literally just have to talk to him. I got $600 and a free meal. And just like that, it's time for my daily reading.
At 5 o'clock, Mozzie asks me for my manager's contact information.
For sure. He's gonna do that for you anyways, you know?
I have no intention to connect Mozzie with my manager. I am a deeply insecure and untalented person who will gatekeep every connection I have out of fear that others will surpass me. At 5:30, Blake tells me how he can't keep sneaking off to the bathroom because she has a boyfriend now. So we go to my car. Nobody can ever know about this. At 6 o'clock, we take some photos and talk about how we have to do this again soon. We won't see each other for another 6 months. Back home, I call Chloe to see if she wants to come over to drink a bottle of wine, eat oysters, and watch a rom-com as friends. She says she's busy.
Nobody can ever know about this.
And that's our day. This is a day in the life of an average LA friend group. At 10 a.m., we go to brunch and spend money we don't have. At 10:06, I take Blake to the bathroom. Nobody can ever know about this. After that, we head to the beach. I hang back with Mila to have a private conversation. Nobody can ever know about this. At 11:30, Mozzie offers me some free alcohol he got for being an influencer. I say no because I'm sober.
Anybody have any blow?
At 1 p.m., Chloe drunkenly flirts with me. I reject her because we're platonic friends and could never hook up. At 1 p.m. and 19 seconds, Chloe and I curl up under a beach towel. Nobody can ever know about this. At 2:30, Mozzie name drops a celebrity.
Guess who I beat in pickleball? Dax Shepard. We're basically best friends now, though.
And at 3:30, Anthony gets cast in a huge feature film. This is his big break. We will never hear from him again. It sucks losing a friend. Blake and Mila come to console me. Nobody can ever know about this. This is a day in the life of being friend-zoned. The first thing I do is pick up my best friend from last night's sleepover. I always make sure to have her coffee ready. I know her order by heart. She then tells me every detail about last night. I had no idea she was so flexible. Around noon, I take Kristen out for lunch. I always make sure to pay. It's only a matter of time before she sees me as a romantic option. After that, we go shopping. Today, she's letting me hold her purse. Soon, it'll be her hand in marriage. Around 4 p.m., Kristen breadcrumbs me with some light physical affection to keep me hooked for a few more months. Afterwards, I drop Kristen off at the bar. I stay sober so she can drink. While I wait in the car for her to get done having fun, I help do some of her work so she can get ahead for the next day. Later on, Kristen's finally finished partying. She said she met a new friend, Chad. I don't really like Chad. I drop the two of them off at Chad's penthouse. I wave goodbye and get ready to do the same thing again tomorrow. And that's my day. This is a day in the life of an LA resident. I wake up at 8 a.m. to the sound of a deranged man. And after that, I commute and get stuck in traffic for 45 minutes for a half a mile on my way to the store because I don't actually work. At 10:30, I meet with my social climber friend who's just using me to launch his career. My dad is in the hospital and it's not looking good.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Do you think I could get your manager's email?
We could build an empire like you don't understand. Please give me the email. Hey, come back here. Come back here.
And then I get into a fight with my roommate, who's also an adult straight male in his 30s paying $2,000 a month. At 2 p.m., I think about different ways I could grow my Instagram account. Then I go on a date with the girl I met on Raya, who's 9 years younger than me. At 3 p.m., I go to Santa Monica Beach and step on a dirty needle. I'm now HIV positive. At 4 p.m., I contemplate what I'm willing to exchange in order for momentary success. At 4:30 p.m., I make a deal with a dark, shadowy figure where I trade my soul in exchange for fame. And then at 5, I hit the gym. Around sunset, I go to a bar and hit on a girl. At 2 p.m., my boss, Michael, comes by and gives me more work. I do it diligently and never ask for a raise. At 3 p.m., I go to Amanda and talk to her about how bad of a person Michael is. I badmouth other men in front of women in hopes that they'll find me more attractive. I think it may have actually backfired. At 10 p.m., I tune into Trevor Noah. He's so funny. I watch him every night. This is my favorite programming. At 11 p.m., I get ready for bed. I see an Instagram story from a cute girl I went to high school with. Now's my chance to shoot my shot. I send her a flame emoji and call it a night. That's my day. This is a day in the life of a beta male. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately jump on Instagram. I like to start my day with anger and outrage. The videos I hate the most are made by Content Machine. At 9 a.m., I start my workday. I don't particularly like this job, but it pays the bills. I make enough money to just barely stay in the class I was born into. At 9:15, I take a break by looking at hot girls on Instagram. At 1 p.m., I quietly admire my coworker Amanda from a distance. I fantasize about what it would be like to be with her. In moments like this, I think of the quote, "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation." I wonder if today will be the day I muster up the courage to ask her out.
This is a day in the life of a British bloke. I wake up at 9:30, blessed to see another day. Then I have a colourful and marvellous breakfast. And after that, I have a wonderful conversation with my girlfriend.
You always do this, you bloody waiter!
Shut up! Shut up!
At 10, I recite my daily mantra.
Oh, fuck off.
At 10:30, I step outside. Beautiful day in London. Then I see an American tourist.
So cool here, and I'm gonna see a soccer game later.
I give him a proper British welcome. For lunch, I have an authentic and traditional English dish, chicken curry. At 1, I exercise and practice my lung capacity. At 3 o'clock, I happily pay my taxes. It's nice to know that I'm funding some Camden Road man's gambling addiction. At 6, I tell my girlfriend I'm headed to the pub. I have to work tomorrow, so I only have a pint. On the way home, I make a new acquaintance. Then I take in the beautiful sights of London. Such an absolutely stunning city. At 10:30, I snuggle up next to my girlfriend. We get ready for a restful night's sleep. And that's my day.
This is the day in the life of a Canadian. I wake up at 8 a.m. hungover from the night before. I take a quick pull of maple syrup, then wash it all down with some Timbits from Timmy's. Then I check the weather, 13 degrees Celsius. Pretty cold, eh? Time for breakfast. Obviously got the Timmy's, Timbits, wash it down with a double-double. Walking downtown Vancouver after going to Starbucks, step on a quick syringe. Now I'm HIV positive. Around 12, I hit up Timmy's for lunch. Order some more Timbits. None of us really like this place, you know, if I'm being honest with ya, but you can find one about every 25 meters. After that, I walk around and question my reality and have a complete mental breakdown. At 2:30, I'm back at Timmy's. Can't really remember how I got here, but hey, might as well eat. At 4, it's finally time for some hockey. Crack a Molson, watch the Canucks lose in the first period, go to viciously riot and destroy the city. At 7 p.m., I'm back at Timmy's. I really do not remember coming here. From there, I get blacked out with the boys and then pass out on the Chesterfield. Then fuck, buddy, I'm back at Timmy's. I'm starting to think this place might be HE double hockey sticks and I'm stuck here for all eternity. This is a day in the life of a caveman. I wake up every day at the crack of dawn and immediately check my eye stone. Looks like the mark is headed to another cave session. Then I fight with my wife. She can be a real velociraptor.
I want a big shiny rock and I want you to put it on my finger!
Why the hell would I do that? Oh, look at the cute little rock. Oh, I love you. Oh.
It's days like this I wish I'd never invented language. Then I go out to hunt. For lunch I eat some bugs and some grass. Yum. Then I think about inventing agriculture and bringing forth the Neolithic Revolution. After that I hunt some more. It's not going very well. Then around sun in the middle of the sky, my wife cave times me. She's always yabba dabba doing about something. Then I found this funny little fungus and ate a big one. It kind of felt like my soul was ripped out of my body and shot into outer space. I had a deep transcendent experience that will forever change me in the course of human history. I have no grasp on reality. I don't know what's real.
Hey, how you doing?
Am I hallucinating or did I actually step through a portal into the future? I found a weird box that can move when you push certain parts of it. I somehow ended up in a shiny place filled with a bunch of weird people. And that's it for hunting. Needless to say, my wife was pretty disappointed with my haul. After that, we checked the sky for meteors. Some days I wish one would hit. Then we see some weird circular things in the sky. They're bright and move fast. They just rearranged some rocks into perfect mountains. Pretty weird. And then it's time for bed. The wife kicks me out, so it looks like I'll be sleeping on the cave couch again. These nights can get really sad and lonely. I think it's time to invent touching your own bone.
This is a day in the life of a cheater. I wake up at 8 a.m. and unlock my phone. First thing I do is change my password. I do this every 24 hours. At 9 a.m., I promptly flame emoji literally every single girl I follow. At 11 a.m., I accidentally leave my phone out.
Hey babe, mind if I look something up?
Sure, no problem.
That's when the unthinkable happens. My girlfriend takes my phone. At 11 a.m. and 3 seconds, I calmly take my phone back. At 3 p.m., Kristen runs some errands. I immediately call over my side chick. At 6 p.m., I love bomb my girlfriend out of guilt. I recommit myself to being a good boyfriend. I won't let this happen again. At 9 p.m., I get ready for bedtime number 1. At 11, I sneak out for some fun. Looks like it's gonna be another long night. And that's my day. This is a day in the life of the average content machine fan. I wake up at 6 a.m. next to my model girlfriend. First thing I do is hit the gym and repeatedly bench 225. From there, I decide what problems to tackle today. My stay-at-home girlfriend cooks me a breakfast packed with protein, healthy fats, and low glycemic carbs. Everything I eat is organic, locally sourced, and free range. At 9 a.m., I check my bank account. Yep, still got my millions from hard work and sound investments. At 10 a.m., I take a break to admire my immaculate jawline. On a side note, I respect people of all backgrounds, religions, and genders. People should be loved no matter where they're from or what they look like. At 11:30, I get a bunch of DMs from beautiful women. DMs that I have to ignore so I can go back to thinking about important things like philosophy. At 1 p.m., I watch my daily content machine video on Instagram. Man, I absolutely love these guys. Tyler is good looking and seems pretty tall. Then I hop in my white Lamborghini Huracan and drive it down to the local shelter. I generously donate all my extra money that I don't need. At 2:30, my girlfriend and I take a little hot tub break with some snacks. I love my life. At 4 o'clock, I do my daily speed reading of a difficult novel. At 4:02, I realize that I owe 100% of my success to Content Machine. The day I started watching their videos, my life drastically changed for the better. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of me working from home. Every day I wake up at 7:59 a.m. I love starting off my day with a warm, flat Diet Coke. I send off some emails letting people know I don't have time today to respond to their emails. For lunch, I power up with a PB&J Uncrustable and wash it down with a warm Diet Coke. After crying for 30 minutes, I take a quick mental health break and do some window shopping at Target.com. Then I confront my roommate about stealing my Diet Cokes.
I don't know, you're probably drinking I don't even drink 8 a day, dude. Seriously? Shut up! Back up! Shut up! Step up!
I quickly pop a Diet Coke in the microwave and warm it up, and I'm ready to start the second half of my day. For the next 3 hours, I'm in meetings and forced to interact with my coworkers.
I'm looking forward to She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Yeah, it looks really good.
Then once work is wrapped up, I like to relax with a nice warm Diet Coke, and I finish it off with a nice meal. Then I stare at myself in the mirror, think about my mistakes, and cattle prod myself in the crotch, and then I'm in bed by 7:30 p.m. with a warm Diet Coke waiting for me for the next morning.
This is a day in the life as a crazy ex-girlfriend. I wake up at 6 a.m. and the first thing I do is look at my shrine. At 10 a.m., I jump on Instagram and I go through every girl that Tyler follows and sees if he's liked any of their posts. I found one. Around 11 a.m., I practice a little voodoo. That's my dog, Cornelius. Good boy. Then it's lunchtime. I still have a few strands of Tyler's hair, so I just kind of snack on those. Because I still have Tyler's location, I like to watch him eat lunch. At 3 p.m., I sent a disparaging email to Tyler's boss. This will teach him a lesson. Come nightfall, I show up to Tyler's house. I secretly duplicated his key when we were together. I try to be very quiet when breaking into his house. Around 11 p.m., I spray a bunch of airborne tranquilizers under his door to guarantee that he's asleep. At 11:15, I go into his room just to check on him and tuck him in. I want to make sure he's getting good sleep. Okay, and that's my day. See you guys next time. Look at this silly, stinky little bean.
This is a day in the life of a crazy Latina girlfriend. I wake up at 6 a.m. and start fighting with my boyfriend for cheating on me in my dreams. After that, I do my daily Instagram follower check. It looks like he followed somebody new.
I don't know.
At 12 p.m., Michael leaves to hang out with his friends. I just love him so much, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to him. At 1 p.m., I really start missing my boyfriend. Just then, Michael comes home early from hanging out with his friends. Oh, he must miss me too. At 6 p.m., I find out I'm pregnant. This is the perfect way to celebrate our 1-week anniversary. At 8 p.m., I schedule a fight during the NFL game tomorrow. After that, it's time to get ready for bed. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a culture in decline. I start my day off by getting dumped. My girlfriend leaves me for a financially stable man who's ready to commit and settle down. Then I eat some processed foods high in sugar, take my anti-anxiety medication, and do some sedentary relaxation. Then I like to do some light hedonism and have a casual, meaningless hookup. Then I check out the plummeting fertility rate. It's cool to live in a career-oriented society that can't afford children. At 11, I get to work, and I work hard. At 11:15, I check out some new original art that my culture's produced. boost. I then get fired for, quote, providing zero value. I then start to think communism is a good idea. Later that afternoon, I start to question my gender and if there's even such a thing as gender. I then apply for hundreds of jobs and no one responds. What are people doing at these companies that they can't respond to me? Oh well, guess I'll just collect money from the government. Then it's time to doom scroll until I fall asleep, but then I have the thought, is my life meaningless? I distract myself from this thought with some instant gratification. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a dad. I wake up at 4 a.m. after a long night of viciously snoring. And at 5 a.m. I eat breakfast and relish the fact that I'm the only one awake right now. And at 6 a.m. it's time to start making some randomly loud noises. After that, it's time for my first creepy comment of the day.
Hey, that neighbor girl has really blossomed into a woman, hasn't she?
Ew, Dad, you're disgusting.
Around 12 p.m. I try to show my son that I'm still cool. And after that, I fall asleep from pure exhaustion from waking up so early. Then at 5 p.m. it's time to do some yard work. At 5:01, I throw out my back. And at 5:02, I make my son do the yard work. It's nice for us to have some quality time to make some loving memories together. Around 6 p.m., I turn down the thermostat to a comfortable 50 degrees. Then I do a little character building with my son. Then at 7 p.m., it's time for bed. I have another early 4 a.m. wake-up call tomorrow for absolutely no reason. And that's my day. This is a day in the life of a divorced dad. At 9 a.m., I wake up on my mattress on the ground. For breakfast, I grab my ketchup so I can put it on my first microwave potato of the day. I eat in silence next to my roommate, Gary. Around 11 a.m., something strange happens. I have a feeling. I immediately bottle it up and ignore it forever. At noon, I look over some divorce documents while Gary loudly watches adult videos. For lunch, I eat another microwave potato. This meal is the only warmth I know. At 2, I go through Instagram and DM college girls. I may be past my prime with no money, connection, sexual endurance, or personality, but at 3 p.m., my shrew of an ex-wife drops off my failed son Tyler. Me and her have a calm discussion about a few private matters. Some days I don't know why I fought so hard for joint custody. At 6 p.m., it's time for dinner. I put a potato in the microwave for 3 minutes. I offer half my potato to my son. No butter, no seasoning. He declines. Clearly, his mother has been spoiling him. I leave my ex-wife an angry voicemail about how she ruined my life. I slip into a food coma. I will sleep here until morning, and that's my day.
This is life in late-stage capitalism. I wake up at 8 a.m. and immediately get hit with my morning thought-vertisement.
Drink Shaboinky juice. Half the calories, twice the shaboink.
I then fight my 8 roommates for space. Since Zillow now owns 100% of homes, this is our only option for living. For breakfast, my duplicate brings me my morning ration of trough slop, 100% processed. Then I go to my job as a full-time plasma donor. To pass the time, I watch my favorite 24/7 live streamer.
Yo, it's Dystopian, and today we're gonna be siphoning memory from a duplicate. Hopefully there's something good. Oh, childhood trauma. That's whack.
Just then, world-famous lonely hand model Mimi Moneybags walks in. Looks like she's doing a make-a-wish for a 36-year-old man dying of diabetes.
I can't believe I'm meeting you IRL. Can I use my last memory unit on you?
How pathetic.
She makes 15,000 gallons a year. That's a lot of water. Figuratively selling your body makes so much more than literally selling it. Then my girlfriend leaves me because I couldn't make my monthly girlfriend subscription payment.
You need to start donating more plasma.
I'm already donating the legal limit.
Well, why don't you just siphon some from your duplicate?
Maybe I should become a live streamer and move into Zillowville. Then I could probably afford a premium girlfriend and only need 3 roommates. Then I download Sleep Premium so I don't get hit with any dream advertisements. And that's my day. This is the day in the life of a fuckboy. First thing I do is smolder in the mirror for 30 minutes. Then I'm off to my first date where I'm getting breakfast with Kristen. Around 10 a.m. I hit the gym and post a selfie to my close friend story, which is just 40 hot girls, pro tip. Around 11:30 it's time for my coffee date, second date of the day. Then I head back to my place for a little tanning, make sure my skin's looking good. And I didn't like my hat, so I decided to switch it out before my third date of the day, which is a fancy Mexican place that I took this girl Demi to. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Around 6 p.m. I leave some girls on red. At 7 p.m. I have my daily existential crisis where I realize I'm completely alone in this world and lack any sort of real human connection with anyone I know. Then it's time for drinks with my friend Grace, and we get pretty tuned up, and let's just say the date went pretty well. Now it's about 11 p.m., so I still have time to get it in once more. I specifically do not shower, then I hit up my booty call, and that is the day in the life of a fuckboy.
This is a day in the life of a German. I wake up at exactly 6 a.m. with my girlfriend. Then it's time for breakfast. I eat 1 jar of Nutella. Around 10 a.m., I call my grandpa who lives in Argentina. He moved down there September 3rd, 1945. No reason to look into that. At 11 o'clock, I have scheduled shaboink time with my girlfriend. After that, I get into my Mercedes-Benz and drive on the Autobahn. I travel at a completely normal speed, 220 kilometers per hour. At 1 p.m., I proudly display my German heritage. After that, I read a German history book. Looks like nothing happened between 1943 and 1945. No reason to look into that. Around 3 p.m., I have the urge to eat chocolate, but then I use my superior willpower and discipline to ignore that feeling and to keep working. At 6 p.m., I get a letter from the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. They rejected me. This will make me very bitter and resentful. After that, I have my nightly scheduled shaboink session with my girlfriend. Around 9 p.m., I'm feeling low on power, so I plug myself in to recharge. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a German. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately go outside to do my daily staring at random people. At 8 a.m. I eat breakfast. Bread. Then I start my workday. I work hard so people not born in Germany can collect the Bürgergeld. At 1300, I get lunch with my girlfriend. I feel an overwhelming sense of love for her, so I express this to her with some very over-the-top PDA. At 1400, I get a fine for expressing love. Today's our anniversary, so we split the bill. Later on, I don't hold the door open for her. She is a woman. She can get it herself. Then it's time for Aldi. While driving, someone passes me on the right. This will bother me for months. At Aldi, I collect my font. I'm glad I spent 40 minutes to get refunded €1. Then I finish up my workday. At 1700, it's Feierabend. I stop working with no exceptions and drink a beer. At exactly 1900, I hit the gym to ensure that I have an elite body. Not saying that it's better than any other group of people, just saying I want to be fit. Then I get home and listen to some cool techno music. For dinner, we have bread. After a long day of strict rules and repressing our thoughts and feelings, we get dressed for kinky party. This would be a good This is a day in the life of a German. I wake up at my situationship's house after a long night of charging and unplug. For breakfast, we have sauerkraut. Today, we went with a small plate. After that, it's time for a football match. I pull out my German flag for the exact duration of the game, then immediately put it away. After that, I go to work. I talk on the phone with a client from Berlin. We speak the official language of Berlin.
Hey, how's it going today, sir?
English. For lunch, I have my favorite traditional German dish. Duna. Then I see something I cannot comprehend. Someone crosses the street at a red light. This is not possible. It overloads my processor and I need water to cool down. After work, I like to make sport. Today is anterior delt day. At 1800, it's time for my daily dose of Schadenfreude. I see that my neighbor Klaus has received a parking ticket from the police. Looks like you're not so perfect now. At 20 o'clock, I think about telling my situationship that I love her. But in Germany, you're only allowed to say I love you 2 or 3 times in your whole life, and I don't feel like wasting one right now. At 2200 o'clock, I power down for the night. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a girl. I wake up at 6 a.m. with crippling anxiety to start my day. I don't drink any water. I go straight to my computer and start working. For breakfast, I have a cup of coffee. At 10 a.m., I've earned myself an Instagram break. I love these content machine videos. It's 12 o'clock and I'm skipping lunch. I don't have time for it. I step outside for a quick walk and get harassed by men.
Damn, girl, are you a giant egg named Humpty? Because you got a dumpty. Well, have a great fall.
Then it's finally time for watering my plants. At 3 o'clock, it's time for my work meeting, where I get hit on by my coworker, Greg.
Anyways, I was wondering if you'd want to grab some drinks sometime.
Oh, no. No, thank you.
I think the connection's bad. Did you say thank you?
No, I said no.
All right, see you Friday night.
No.
Looking forward to it.
Oh, no.
And now I'm going out with Greg on Friday.
This is a day in the life of a great dad. I wake up at 6 a.m. in my Tommy John underwear. My wife says she doesn't want kids anymore, but the way she's been acting lately, it seems like she does. After that, I get the kids ready for school. I just love starting my day off with fatherly duties. At 7 a.m., it's time to hit the gym. I always make sure to get at least 90 minutes of exercise every day. Then at 9 a.m., it's time for work. I change into my Tommy John polo and pants so I can look and feel good. At 10 a.m., I get another huge promotion. Wow, that's the 3rd one this month. To celebrate, I decide to surprise my wife with a trip to Paris. At 2 p.m., I call my parents and have them pick up the kids from school. Family is so important. At 3 p.m., I take my wife to an art museum. She's been going through a little bit of an art phase. I love supporting her and her hobbies. At 5 p.m., I get more Tommy John clothing for Father's Day. Score! My wife knows me so well. At 6 p.m., I read the kids their favorite bedtime story. I never miss a day. After that, I have a moment of intense intimacy with my wife. Our shaboink life only keeps improving every day. And finally, we watch the sunset together in Paris. Another fun Monday, and that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a guy in a horror movie. First thing I do is arrive to my remote cabin in the woods. Looks like I don't have service. Oh well. Then I meet a foreboding old lady who tells me the legend of El Gordito, a local gardener who went crazy and started killing people.
That's the legend of El Gordito.
I taunt the universe by completely laughing this off and dismissing it. Once I get inside, something catches my eye. El Gordito. But then I realize it was just an illusion and I'm safe. Until someone jump scares me and strangles me. Oh, it's just my cousin James. He got me good. Later on, we do a little character development, but then James goes to the bathroom, leaving me all alone. I hear a scream and decide to do the smart thing and immediately go towards it. Then I see James on the ground.
James?
At 10 p.m., I do a little running for my life. It's good to get in my cardio. When suddenly, I trip for no reason and fall to the ground. El Gordito stands over me and gets ready to kill me. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a gym bro. I wake up at 7 a.m. I started to sleep at the gym so I can get my first pump in right away. Then I unpack my gym bag of protein powder and supplements, and now it's time for breakfast. Pre-workout, creatine, and the pain of all the girls who've rejected me. Now I'm ready for my workout. At 9 a.m. I hit my first lift, bench press. This is my favorite leg day lift. After that, my gym crush and I walk past each other. I avoid eye contact and act like I'm on my phone. At 10, I chug for my gallon of water that I carry around obnoxiously. After that, I hit the bench press for a few more reps. Around noon, I try to talk to my gym crush again. She was totally into it. Now it's time for cardio, so I hit the bench. This is my favorite cardio exercise. Then I post a few mirror selfies to let everybody know I'm at the gym. My confidence has never been higher. It's time to finally ask my gym crush out on a date. I walk up to her and make my move. She doesn't go for it and totally rejects me. I have no idea what else I could have possibly done. Out of anger, I hit 12 more sets on the bench press and then eat a meal prep, chicken and rice. Then I notice my gym crush is being strangled to death on the bench press. I come over to help, but get scared and walk away. Around 6, I finish up by hitting the bench press one last time. Then I take some time to admire a photo of my gym crush that I took when she wasn't looking. I love my future wife so much. It's crazy she doesn't know we're in love yet. Then I go to bed and get 8 hours of solid sleep. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a gym bro. I wake up in the gym, time to work out.
Hey Meta, play music so I can lock in.
I hit a quick 4-hour workout. Then I cook 28 eggs.
Hey Meta, how many grams of protein are in an egg?
A large egg has about 6 to 7 grams of protein.
6? 7?
I love getting 182 grams of protein per meal. Then I dry scoop creatine as my pre-workout. After that, I hit another 4-hour workout. And then it's time for my daily posing.
Hey Meta, snap a photo.
After that, it's time for bed. I can't fall asleep without knowing there's a full rotisserie chicken at my bedside. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of Swolemates. I wake up at 6 a.m. and hit my first workout of the day. There's nothing like pain and suffering to get you going in the morning. For breakfast, I eat 3,000 calories of chicken and rice. And then I hit my second workout of the day. Around 11 a.m., I proposed to my girlfriend. It was cool proposing to her in the exact place we first met. And at 1 p.m., we get married.
And I vow to never skip leg day.
And I vow to stick with you through the cuts and the bulks.
You may now curl the bride.
It's cool to get married in the place that we've had literally all our dates in. For our honeymoon, we go on an all-inclusive vacation to the gym. It's cool to honeymoon in the exact place that we usually shaboink in. For lunch, we have an extravagant meal of chicken and rice. Around 3 p.m., I look in the mirror and realize I'm actually pretty small. One way to get big quickly is by using gear. Now I'm for sure going to get huge. But suddenly, the natty police show up. I get arrested for not being natty on a Tuesday afternoon with a minor offense of not hitting my macros. I get sentenced to 2 years of hard bulking with mandatory dry scooping, and that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a lonely housewife. I kiss my husband goodbye and then I start my day. At 10 a.m., it's time for my first drink. Then it's time for my pool cleaning. My pool is really dirty, so it needs a really good deep cleaning. At 11:45, it's time for my second drink. Then it's time to let my dog outside. Good boy! At 1:15 p.m., I get a package delivered to my house. Then I have my third drink of the day. Around 2 p.m., I have what I call bad thoughts. I wonder if my life is completely meaningless and if I'm just finding different ways to distract myself from pursuing my life's purpose. I'm really starting to feel the alcohol now. Then the maintenance guy fixes the pipes in the sink. I like to supervise. To be honest, he looks kind of familiar. At 4 p.m., my husband comes home unexpectedly early. Uh-oh. At 4:02, I hide the maintenance guy in the nearest closet. Then I greet my hubby at the door. My husband would be so mad if he found out about the man I'm currently hiding. He would probably kill that guy and possibly even me. This is a day in the life of a lonely housewife. At 9 a.m., I pour a glass of wine. At 9:15, I say goodbye to my husband. And at 9:16, I invite over the neighbor boy. He helps me reach a bottle of wine. He's so tall and masculine. At 10 o'clock, I enjoy a nice view of the neighborhood. But then I see my husband. Uh-oh! My husband forgot his wallet, so he starts digging up the couch cushions. The neighbor boy is hiding at the end of the couch. I wave him upstairs while my husband isn't looking. I have a sinking feeling that the neighbor and I might die today.
Where the hell is my wallet? I got back to work.
Phew! My husband didn't notice the new statue we got. I wave him and his perfectly sculpted body away. I try to distract my husband while the neighbor boy hides in the bathroom. With nowhere else to hide, he only has one option left. The window. I stare into my lover's eyes as we have our last goodbyes. He jumps in a totally realistic way and then runs off into the distance. I hope again to one day have a passion-filled rendezvous. Maybe tomorrow. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a Midwest couple. Today is our 16-year anniversary and my 26th birthday. My beautiful girlfriend Addison makes me an amazing breakfast casserole. Yum. We wanted to do something special, so we headed to the Mall of America. This place is huge. At 10 a.m., we do a little people watching. That's free. We show absolutely zero PDA. People wonder if we're just friends or maybe even relatives. Then I find one of these Carhartt jackets I've been wanting for a while. My girlfriend says she'll buy it for me. It's my size, it's the color I like, but I don't know. I decide not to and walk out disappointed. At 1 p.m. it's lunchtime, so we go to my favorite spot, Culver's. I decide to go for something healthy like a butter burger with cheese and fries and a concrete mixer. Addison likes to take the fry and dip it in the concrete mixer. Later on, my buddy Michael Polanski invites us over for supper.
You know, it's not the cold that'll get you, it's the wind.
Sure. Yeah.
We finish eating, but I'm still hungry. It's too bad the food is all gone. Dang, I wish there was a piece left. At 8 o'clock, we say our goodbyes. At 9 o'clock, we say our goodbyes. At 10 o'clock, we say our goodbyes.
Hey, remember that Halloween snowstorm, 91?
Oh, yeah.
At 8 a.m. the next day, we say our goodbyes and actually head out. Then we drive home in complete silence. And that's our day.
Yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much for coming. It's been great seeing you.
Yeah.
So, any big plans later, or?
So how'd you get in my car?
This is a day in the life of a millennial. I wake up at 7 a.m. ready to do errands. At 8 a.m. I arrive at Target. I do literally all my shopping here. Ugh, adulting can be so hard sometimes. At 10 a.m. Dana makes breakfast, waffle, eggs, and bacon. A quirky personality trait of mine is I love bacon more than anything. At 11 a.m. I did a thing and asked Dana to marry me. She's no longer my girlfriend. Now she's my wifey. After that, we celebrate by buying a house. Just kidding, we'll never be able to afford one of those. At 1 p.m. we go to the park. We avoid people at all costs. We only go for the doggos and puppers. After that, we take our daily BuzzFeed test. 35 things only 90s kids can remember. After that, we watch The Office. Maybe you heard of it. It's the best show ever made. At 5 p.m. it's dinner time, so we go to get burgers. Metal chairs, truffle fries, burgers for only $25. This place is epic bacon. At 7 p.m. it's wine o'clock. We rosé all day. After that, we binge all 7 Harry Potter films before we go to bed. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a Minnesotan. I wake up at 7 a.m. and say my daily prayer to Target. Then I get in my completely 100% normal car and make my first Target run of the day. I need to get some pop for the Vikings game. Then I start my day working from home as a project manager at Target Corporate.
In which capital is understood to structure social relations in relatively homologous ways to a view of hegemony.
Then I make my second pilgrimage to Target.
On the way home, I get stuck on 94 East because people don't know how to zipper merge, or because people are sitting on the highway again.
For lunch, I eat leftover hot dish, wash it down with a pop. Today, I got my DNA test results back. Turns out I'm 100% white and not actually 1/16 Ojibwa. For supper, I grabbed some hot dogs from Deja Vu. Delicious, nutritious, suspicious. At 7 o'clock, I go to Target Center for the T-Wolves game. My favorite part of the game was when a guy in a skirt glued his hand to the court. On the way home, I feel something calling me. I am unable to think for myself and no longer in control of my body or mind. I am an automaton whose sole function is to consume. Here at Target, we believe in equity. We hold ourselves accountable every day for making progress across the organization.
I think kids should start transitioning at age 5. I believe that children should be on puberty blockers until they decide what they want to be. I believe that large corporations know what's best for us. I hate myself and I hate my culture. I will stay here forever. I will die here.
This is a day in the life of a Minnesota Vikings fan. I wake up at 8 a.m. to the sound of my alarm. Then my wife makes me my normal daily breakfast, a $600 Vikings cake. After that, I say a quick prayer to the patron saints of Vikings past. I say goodbye to my son Victor and head off. I get into the car and calmly listen to K-Fan. With the season starting soon, me and the guys do a rehearsal tailgate.
This is our year.
For my way back home, I take a wrong turn and don't know where I am. Since I'm completely lost, I do the smart thing and abandon my vehicle and walk into the depths of the woods. Then I see a terrifying sight. A cheesehead. As he moves towards me, I retreat in fear and trip over a Leinenkugels. I brace for death, but then something unexpected happens.
Hey kid, looks like you could use a little help back there.
Adam Thielen? Minnesota Vikings legend? I think you're athletic.
Wow, thanks kid.
Whoa! Thanks, Mr. Thielen.
This is a day in the life of a nurse. I wake up at 5 p.m. and start my day off with self-loathing and regret. I question my career choice every day. I get to the hospital at 6 p.m. At 6:01, I'm physically and verbally assaulted by a deranged patient. At 7, I see a patient who has a World War I artillery shell lodged in his rectum.
Please don't tell my wife.
After calling the bomb squad, I get hit on by Dr. Shaboinki, a cardiologist who hits on every female nurse.
Nurse Kristen, are you my appendix? Because I want to take you out.
He's been married for 15 years. At 9:30, I get my cardio in. At 10, I eat my lunch. Then I do a TikTok next to a patient with one of the other nurses. It's the several minutes of joy we get at work. I then inform the family of said patient that he's passed away. At around midnight, I take a quick nap. At 1:30 a.m., I receive my second daily assault. Then I tell my supervisor that I can't take it anymore. My mental health is suffering.
Nurses are the backbone of this hospital.
He tells me that my health is not what's important, and he throws a pizza party to show how appreciated the nurses are. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a peasant. I wake up at dawn and get ready for a long day of physical labor. But first, ale. I'm a serf, so I work the field for my lord. Seems like I do all the work while he gets all the wenches. After that, I doom scroll.
Just what I thought. The world's ending.
Mate, you have to unfollow Nostradamus.
And then I try to court some maidens.
My ladies, your bosoms are quite supple.
Ew! You peasant!
I handle the rejection totally normally.
Witches! In there!
After that, I pillory a thief in the stockades. Great community bonding. At 3 church bells, it's time for the daily news.
The Crusaders have taken over Jerusalem!
Finally that region will have some peace. At 6 church bells, the king comes by to collect taxes. There goes 10% of my already measly earnings. At 7 church bells, I plot to overthrow the king. I quickly get found out and thrown into the stockades myself. How the wheel of fortune turns. After a light torturing, I get exiled from the kingdom for a sure death. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a perfect boyfriend. I wake up and immediately make my girlfriend breakfast.
Hey Meta, what can I make with the food that's in my fridge?
It looks like you can make pancakes.
At 11 a.m., I deliver my girlfriend breakfast in bed.
Hey Meta, take a picture of my beautiful girlfriend.
After that, it's time to go shopping. My girlfriend's birthday is only 9 months away, so it's time to start planning.
Hey Meta, take note. She loves this dress.
After that, I make a quick lunch. My girlfriend's love language is acts of service, so that's what I do for the next 8 hours. We finish off the night by going to a fancy restaurant.
We will take one of everything on the menu.
I love chill Mondays with my girlfriend, and that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a perfect relationship. At 6 a.m., I wake up my boyfriend for our mandatory morning hugs. Then it's time for our couples walk. After that, Tyler gives me my first massage of the day. Looks like someone's feeling feisty. At 10 a.m., my boyfriend sits down to watch TV. He works 70 hours a week at a high-stress job, and this is his one day off. I surprise Tyler with a whole day of activities planned by me. At 12 p.m., we do a couples photo shoot. So fun. After that, it's book club. This week we read A Woman's Guide to Power Unbound. Tyler and I are the perfect team.
Go faster. Why are you going fast? Go fast, go fast. Oh, slow down. Don't hit that person. Oh my God, that was crazy.
There's nothing we can't do together. Then Tyler gives me a gift, a super cute belt for my new dress. He's so thoughtful. Later on, I surprise Tyler with a reverse engagement. Dating norms are so not us.
Now we can have fun days like this forever.
Tyler is so happy he starts crying tears of joy. And that's our
This is a day in the life of a retired person. I wake up at 6 a.m. and immediately drink a glass of wine. Now that I'm retired, I like to sleep in. After that, I walk around looking for HOA violations. Just what I thought, 4.5 inches. Looks like the neighbors are getting evicted. Again. At 9 a.m., I try to decide which one of my fine luxury vehicles I'm going to drive. And after that, it's time to go to work. On my golf game. Who knew being retired could be this tough? At 2 p.m., I take a break and enjoy the sun. And after that, I unbiasedly take in all different perspectives about our nation's problems.
20
At 5 p.m., I see my wife for the first time. And at 5:01, we immediately start fighting with each other. God, do I hate that woman. At 6:30, it's time for bed. I can't wait to do the exact same thing I did today, tomorrow. And that's my life.
This is a day in the life of a rich housewife. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately tend to the baby. After that, I go into the kitchen to make my husband breakfast. Today, he's having scrambled eggs. Then my husband heads off to work. I'm so happily married. At 10:15 a.m., I talk about my pregnancy. Hopefully, I can still keep my body. After that, I do a little dusting. I like to make sure the house is very clean. My husband comes home from work and continues the rest of his day working from home. He runs the world's leading Minions Art appraisal business. Very lucrative. He said he needs a secretary to help him with some private appraisals. I didn't know our nanny and maid was also his secretary. At 5 p.m., my doctor comes over for a house call to do a quick checkup on me.
And you've just been having 1 glass a day, correct?
Yes, just 1 glass.
1 glass of wine is completely healthy.
Great, thanks, Doc. After a long day, I lay out by the pool and try to just relax for a bit. It's been a stressful one. But the thing that keeps me going is knowing how important I am to my husband.
This is a day in the life of a self-employed guy. I wake up in my mansion at 6 a.m. sharp. From there, I eat a healthy 5-course breakfast. Then, I hop in my G-Wagon and head to Erewhon for my daily smoothie. Around 11 a.m., I head to Equinox for my HIIT workout. Then I check my business chats. Good. Got a lot of new clients rolling in. At 1 p.m., I get back to my self-employed grind.
Chloe?
Yeah.
Cool. So, how's your day going so far?
I set my settings to no talking.
After grinding, I have a lunch date with an absolute baddie. She's super into me. Things go really well and we head back to my place for a little Netflix and chill. At 5 p.m., I reminisce on my epic Euro trip. It's Friday night, so at 6 o'clock, I go out to a cool, swanky spot for some drinks. I order a drink and approach a girl at the bar. This is the best part of being my own boss. I'm not beholden to anyone else, and I have the freedom to do whatever I want.
This is life in a short future. First thing I do is put on my patch to indicate I'm over 6 feet tall. Then I step outside and immediately get discriminated against for my height.
How's the weather up there, Tolly?
I'm only half tall on my mom's side, but they don't care. Around 12, I go to my favorite restaurant and see a discriminatory sign. No talls allowed. A group of short kings kick me out. Guess I won't be eating here today. On my walk home, I see something truly disturbing. Last night, the short kings destroyed the storefronts of all 6-footers. They're calling it Chris Tall Knocked. Jeff, what's wrong?
Don't you see what's going on? This is what's wrong. It's the Holocaust. We have to leave.
My friend says he's fleeing the country before it gets worse. I think he's overreacting. Around 3 p.m., I go to the doctor for a height shortening consultation.
We were only able to remove 1 vertebrae, which means that's only 2 inches. You're still over 6 feet.
No! This is your fault! I can't be this tall! Get him out of here!
Later, I turn on the news and see a dwarf Heitler.
5'9" is the ideal height for a man.
He seems like he's becoming more popular by the day. Around 10 p.m., I get ready for bed. Just then, the short police burst into my house. They ransack my place and arrest me for being tall on a Friday night. First, they came for basketball players, and I did not speak out because I was not a basketball player. And then they came for me, and there was nobody left.
Then I matched with a random guy on Raya, and he asked me to catch steak. My date didn't seem to know much about the car, so it's clearly rented. It's a nice car, but I've seen nicer. He takes me out to catch steak, which is a good place for a first date. The food was really great, but to be honest, I'm kind of sick of these men who think they can just buy me. But then some guy recognized him, which I guess is pretty cool. At around 10 p.m., he drops me off. Then he tries to make a move and I reject him. My whole life is bankrolled by different men. I can't lose all of that for this guy. I told him I can't do long distance. I live in the valley. And that's my day. Follow for more.
This is a day in the life of a single guy in LA. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately check Raya. 8 different girls flaked on me, but 1 didn't. Let's go. We've got dinner tonight. But then I see a cute girl at the gym and hit on her. She's totally going for it. So I flake on the first girl and invite this girl to dinner instead. You have to understand who I'm up against in LA. Actors, models, athletes. Girls out here like a guy who's 6 feet, makes 6 figures, and is packing 6 inches. So first I put on my Timbs to boost me up to 6 feet. Then I rent a Lamborghini Huracan to make it look like I make 6 figures. At 12 o'clock, I stuff my bulge, double stuffed. Then I see another cute girl, so I cancel on the gym girl and invite this girl to dinner instead. Then I jump back on Raya and match with an absolute baddie. I cancel on the girl who I just made plans with and invite this girl to dinner. At 7 o'clock, I pick her up in the Lambo. She wasn't really impressed. I take her out to catch steak. We have a decent conversation, but then I notice she starts to get DMs from professional athletes. I gotta act fast. I find one of the servers and pay him $100 to pretend to recognize me so my date thinks I'm important. And it all goes to plan. People outside of LA would say that's a waste, but here, that's an investment. At 10 o'clock, I drop my date off and make a move. She instantly rejects me. She said it's not gonna work out because she doesn't do long distance. I live in Hollywood and she lives in the Valley. I knew I should have set my radius to 1 mile. From there, I drive home broke, alone, and empty. And that's my day. We get in swag formation to accept our mandatory swag. I really like Mr. John's baby. He leads from the front. After a few more hours of work, we head out for our 3 o'clock happy hour. I love getting to know my interesting coworkers with unique personalities. Then I go on a date with the girl I met on Hinge.
My company's basically like the next big thing. I'm kind of new Steve Jobs in a way. Not to be like that big of a deal, or kind of like the new like Jesus, but
I think I may have disrupted her attraction to me. At 7 p.m., I head back to my starter home. Hopefully in a few years, I can actually get something nice. And that's my day. This is a day in the life of a tech bro. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately acquire capital from an angel investor.
Dad?
In the tech world, you have to be innovative and disruptive. I disrupt the credit card from my dad's wallet. To cut burn, I take an EV to the office. Lots of traffic today. First thing I do is drink my breakfast in the form of a protein shake. Then I say my daily affirmations in the bathroom mirror.
You're the smartest person in the company. You're the smartest person in the world.
Now that I'm locked in with the right grind set, I can finally get some work done. At 11 a.m., I introduce myself to John's new baby. I can already tell he's gonna be a successful disruptor. For lunch, sweet green. I offer to pay for everyone and then ask them to Venmo me later. Because I use my dad's stolen black card, I actually make money on the transaction. Back at the office, I discover John's baby has become CEO. People move up quickly in the tech world, and my CEO is way younger than me.
This is a day in the life of my throuple. We wake up at 8 a.m. Tyler's usually the last one to wake up in the morning. He's always so tired. Today's my day to make breakfast. Today it's Eggs Benedict, waffles, and an omelet. Jessica and I eat our regular breakfast, 1 cube of watermelon. Yum! Before work, we have a little play. At 9 a.m., Tyler starts his lucrative, high-status work-from-home job. He's always stressed out. Jessica and I are stay-at-home girlfriends, so we just braid each other's hair. At 11 a.m., it's time for another quick sesh. Now it's time for lunch. Jessica and I rock, paper, scissors for who gets to sit in the front seat. We both choose scissors. I won today, so I'll be sitting in the front. This is one of my favorite places in LA. It's called the Triad. Tyler and Jessica take a quick break, wink wink, but when they get back, it's my turn. The only downside is he's working all the time at his important job.
This is all wrong. No, art is not a negotiation.
And that's our day. Time for bed. Tyler needs his rest for tomorrow.
This is a day in the life of a toddler. I wake up at 5 a.m. and immediately start to cry. I've been doing this for the last 6 months. At 7 a.m., I'm super hungry and ask for nanners. At 7:01, I refuse to eat anything even though I'm super hungry. At 9 a.m., I make my daily uncomfortably long eye contact with strangers. And then at 2 p.m., I try shoving an entire hot dog down my throat. I'm told I can't do this. I'm ready to have the biggest temper tantrum of the week when something incredible happens.
Here, honey, watch this.
Mom lets me watch the Minions. My mind goes blank. I can no longer feel. I can only banana. At 8 p.m., I am finally released from the Minions' grip. I binged all 3 films again. God, what's wrong with me? My stuffed animal Bobo asks me where I've been. We argue again. I hit him out of anger. Oh God, what have I done? I lost control again. I have no control of my emotions. What's wrong with me? At 9 p.m., it's time for bed, and that's my day.
This is a day in the life of a toxic couple. I wake up at 8 a.m. alone on the couch due to last night's fight. At 8:15, we get straight into our first fight of the day. At 9 is when I typically go through all of her financial information so I could freeze her bank account if she ever left me.
At 11 a.m., we hit the pool, get into a small fight.
Los Angeles is so beautiful this time of year. At 11:30, I go through her phone while she showers, gotta get some evidence against her. At 1 p.m., we hit the Grove for a quick lunch. At 1:30, we fight in public, which is a really nice change of pace. Around 2 o'clock, I try to get some cardio in, never know when I may need to run for my life. From there is usually when my girlfriend sends a DM to some random guy on Instagram, which leads me to quick flame emoji some girl's story, and now for our regularly scheduled 5 o'clock fight, aka our daily breakup. After about an hour of being away from her, I apologize and we make up. Doing the horizontal Charleston is sort of the glue that holds this relationship together. And then time for our end of night fight. And now I'm back on the couch.
This is a day in the life of an American in Europe. I wake up in the morning with no AC to the smell of cigarettes drenched in sweat. At 9 a.m. I get pickpocketed. Then I go out for breakfast. The service around here is a load of crap. After 45 minutes, I finally get a standard European portion of food. At 10 a.m. I wash it down with some real food. Then I go to the beach. A couple of the women forgot to put on their tops today. At 1 o'clock I get pickpocketed. I go out at 3 p.m. and all the stores are closed and everyone's sleeping. Bunch of lazy bums. At 3:30 the heat gets to me and I need to take a quick power nap. Then I head to the Americanized part of town so I can feel comfortable. Then I eat more real food. Shortly thereafter, a beautiful woman ruthlessly pickpockets me. All that pickpocketing has made me really hungry. At 5 o'clock, it's time for a quick pickpocketing. Then I'm feeling a little homesick, so I stop and grab some American food. At 6 p.m., I set my backpack down for 0.2 seconds. It instantly gets stolen from me. At 7, I feel bad for myself, but then I remember something. I'm American. I'm rich. This is all just play money to me. This is a day in the life of an American in London. At 8 a.m., I drink some tea and get ready to visit platform 9 3/4. Then at 8:30 a.m., I look the wrong way while crossing the street and immediately get hit by a car and die on impact. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of an Austin tech bro. I wake up at 10:30 a.m. because I set my own hours. Then I hop in my white and green lime scooter to head to get my first ranch water of the day. I feel a dark presence come over me, but brush it off. Around 12 o'clock, I head into the office to do 20 minutes of work for the day. For lunch, I hit up this cool local spot, Sweet Green. At 1 o'clock, I get an alert that the Rainy Street Killer has taken another victim, male aged 25 to 35. I knew all 3 of his victims, John Anderson, Carl Smith, and even Stephen Shabwinky. This is getting weird. I'm stressed out and need to blow off some steam, so I head down to Rainy Street to grab a couple of ranch waters from my favorite place, Bangers. I see that someone's left me a note. I'm closer than you think. Signed, the Rainy Street Killer. I need 2 more ranch waters stat. For dinner, I hit up this cool little local Mexican spot. Around 7 o'clock, I go out on a date with a girl who's over the age of 26, so I can kind of tune her out and listen to a Joe Rogan podcast. And then I hit a comedy show at the Mothership. Then I'm back at the bar getting ranch waters and get a text from the Rainy Street Killer. Okay, this is getting weird. I stumble out of the bar pretty belligerently drunk and find my way back home. The Rainy Street Killer's left a note for me. I'm in your bathroom. I search the bathroom for the Rainy Street Killer, but end up only seeing myself in the mirror. Then it dawns on me, maybe I'm the killer. I have a pretty intense flashback of me killing someone and realize, yep, it's me. I slug down some ranch waters to forget that this happened so I don't remember it tomorrow. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of an international NFL fan. I wake up at 3 a.m. to watch some football. Thanks to the DAZN NFL Game Pass, I can watch all the games live. At 10 a.m., I wear the logo of my favorite sports organization. Then after that, I find out the NFL is having a game in Dublin. This is the greatest day of my life. At 1 p.m., I tailgate like a normal NFL fan, with Guinness and shepherd's pie. After that, it's time for the game. The atmosphere is unlike anything I've ever seen before. I love it when team number 1 scores a touchdown, and when team number 2 scores a touchdown. After the game, I rush home so I can watch even more football. DAZN helps me stay connected with other international NFL fans, and the split screen feature allows me to watch 4 games at once. After a long day of NFLing, it's time for bed. I set my alarm for 3 a.m. so I can watch even more NFL live, and that's my day.
This is a day in the life of an LA actor. I wake up at 12 p.m. on the couch. I share this 1-bedroom apartment with 4 other guys. Today I eat my usual breakfast. Then I check the fridge for a snack, but fight my roommates for the last piece of cheese.
No! 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 Hey! Hey! Hey!
I like starting my day with chaos and unpredictability. At 1 p.m. I go to a high-class establishment for a refreshing drink.
Can I just get an ice water?
It's good to treat yourself sometimes. Then it's time for my first audition of the day.
Or else my name isn't Dr. Shabwinky.
Then I write notes on a script, but need them on my phone for easy access, so I use Cam Scanner to digitize the script for my phone. I can convert the photos into a new PDF. The OCR text extraction function allows me to make edits to the script without needing to print out a new one. From there, I head to an acting gig I booked, a student film.
I'm 5'7", but my wife thinks I'm 5'9".
and cut. Really good work.
At 2 p.m., I eat my crew meal from set where I consume 100% of my daily calories. At 6 o'clock, I go out to the bar and see a cute girl. Okay, time to put in some work. I order a water to save money and keep my actor body. I approach the target. My acting skills have allowed me to be completely fake when talking to people and mask my intentions. Everything goes according to plan. She takes me back to her place and I totally scored. A place to sleep for the night. And that's my day. Kristen goes up to talk to him and things seem to be going pretty well. Really well. Maybe a little too well. Kristen managed to land an audition at the casting director's house. She said she's gonna go do some lines with him. It's cool that she's able to read lines from a script and do an audition in the comfort of the casting director's home. Kristen comes back and tells me she got a part in a huge feature film, and she got me on as an associate producer. Looks like all that networking finally paid off. Then we head home, get ready for bed, look in the mirror, and have crippling anxiety about aging. We're not your typical relationship. We're more like roommates with aligned goals who happen to be opposite genders. And that's our day. This is a day in the life of an octuple. We wake up at 8 a.m. and get ready for the day. It's a bit of a challenge, but we make it work. At 9 a.m., it's time for our first watering. It's a full-time job reminding 7 girls to drink water. I spend so much time coordinating, I actually forget about the shaboinking. The girls don't, though. Sometimes it feels like the only person I can relate to is Matt Rife. He's the only guy who crushes as much poon as me. At 12 o'clock, it's time for lunch. Pretty much any time we go out to eat, it's a minimum spend of at least $200. We spend so much money at Sweet Green, we should get sponsored by them. At 1 p.m., I do memory exercises to try to remember the girls' names. I messed one up. At 2 o'clock, we all get into a fight because the girls are synced up like a 5.1 Dolby Bluetooth surround sound speaker system. Then it dawns on me, my relationship is the size of a small company. So I start an Etsy channel, buy some raw materials, and give the girls some sewing needles. Around 3:30, I reduce their wages, pay them in Tyler bucks, and set up jump nets outside the windows. I track their productivity and put the least productive one in the kennel.
I'll take away your rations. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now get back to work.
This typically motivates them to work harder. We quickly become the #1 homemade sweater channel on Etsy. At 10 p.m., after a 14-hour shift, I tuck the girls in for the night. They now live where they work and get paid in fake money. And that's our day. This is a day in the life of being in the friend zone. At 8 a.m., Kristen knocks on my door. Her boyfriend just broke up with her. At 8:01, I do a quick celebratory dance. This is the best day of my life. At 9 a.m., I take Kristen out to her favorite brunch spot. She's so upset from the breakup, she forgot her wallet. After that, I tell Kristen I really want to see a movie. So, instead, we go shopping so she can buy a new outfit and look cute for other guys. While she shops, a cute girl approaches me and actually talks to me. We have a ton of mutual interests. Before I could get her number, Kristen says we have to go for some unknown reason. At 2 p.m., I listen to Kristen vent about her breakup. Every detail of her breakup.
At least on the bright side, I'll be able to walk normally again.
After that, we snuggle up and watch a movie. Today we're spooning, but soon we'll be forking. At 7 p.m., we go out together. It's so fun spending quality time with my best friend. After a few drinks, I decide it's finally time to let Kristen know how I feel.
Kristen, ever since we first met, I just thought you're the most amazing girl I've ever met in my life, and I've been in love with you this whole time.
Tyler, I've been saying I wanted a guy like you, but maybe you're the guy I've wanted this whole time. I promise never to take you for granted ever again.
At 11 p.m., Kristen gets a text from Michael. She immediately invites him over. Michael comes over so they can talk in my bedroom. I've never heard Kristen scream like that. She must be so angry. I make a makeshift bed for myself on the couch, and that's my day.
This is what Americans think Ireland is like. I wake up at 9 a.m. and immediately start drinking Guinness. This is the only kind of liquid I consume. After that, I head out to the woods and try to catch my daily leprechaun. Then at 11, I swing by the pub and drink more Guinness. For lunch, I decide to eat my favorite Irish cuisine, raw potatoes. Then it's time for my daily fist fight. Today, it's my neighbor Liam. He's a good lad who knows how to take a punch. At 1 p.m., it's time for some light river dancing. It's so cool that all Irish people are born with the natural ability to do this. After that, I go outside and play my fiddle, try again to catch a leprechaun for his pot of gold, and head back to the pub to have a few more pints of Guinness. Then at 5 p.m. I fail yet again at trying to catch a leprechaun. Then right before I decide to Irish goodbye on my life, I find a 4-leaf clover. Maybe there is hope after all that one day I can catch this leprechaun. At 9 p.m. I have a few more Guinnesses at the pub and head to bed. I can't wait to do the exact same thing tomorrow, and that's my day. This is a day in the life of a boomer. I wake up at 5 a.m. sharp. I immediately blast the mainstream news.
This just in. Young people have ruined everything because they've stopped going to Applebee's.
At 6 a.m. I try to log on to Facebook but can't, so I call in tech support. Son, why can't I log into Facebook?
Have you tried typing in your password?
At 8, I finally get logged on to Facebook and do a few hours of getting outraged. After changing literally no one's mind about anything, I take a hard stance on avocado toast.
You damn millenniums and your avocado toast!
Oh, this is cereal, and I'm Gen Z.
At 1 p.m., I do 4 hours of yard work. At 5 p.m., I give my son directions.
All right, son, you're gonna wanna go take a left at the smokestacks.
I'm just gonna use GPS.
And then you're gonna wanna...
Dad, I got it. I'm just gonna use GPS.
Hold on, no, I don't want to get lost. I'll remember. Remember the bar me and Joe Shoemaker used to go to?
At 7 p.m., I send a hilarious and original joke to my friends. How do they come up with this stuff? At 9 p.m., I fall asleep in my chair, and that's my day.
This is a day in the life of Content Machine. We wake up at 8 a.m. and decide which actors we want to use for the day. Today, we chose Blake. After we shoot, we work on our faces.
More like, you saw a magic trick.
Yeah, like, okay.
Mozzie's really starting to get good. From there, we give the girls their daily feed as payment for acting. And now it's time for our lunch. Mozzie and I go to Catch Steak, where we get the porterhouse steak, a little bit of pasta, a spicy paloma, some sushi, Kobe beef on a Blackstone, tortellini, and amazing service from the staff. Oh yeah, and for dessert, we got the banana Foster. I mean, how good does that look? Then on the way home, we see the girls have escaped. Ugh, not again. Mozzie grabs his cattle prod to go round up the girls. It takes more time than usual, but we finally get them back in the car. Pesky little actresses. We bring them back to their pen and make sure everyone's still here, and one of them tries to escape, but Mozzie cattle prods her. At 7 p.m., I sit in a dark room and obsess over our sworn enemies. That's a bad idea. The blonde one is Curry Barker. I really wish I could be him, so I bought a blonde wig. At 9 p.m., I show up to Curry's house just to see what he's doing. Tonight, looks like he's folding some laundry. I wish I could fold his laundry. He probably wouldn't let me do that, though. I'm afraid he's gonna see me, so I head home and get ready for bed. Mozzie and I play a soothing tape to fall asleep.
You are alpha. Women love you. Women want to shaboink you.
And that's our day.
This is the day in the life of a hot girl. I wake up at 8 a.m. and put my Venmo handle in my Instagram bio. By 8:03, I've made $1,500. Then I recite my daily mantra to get ready for the day. Just be hot. Just be hot. At 9 a.m., I'm nice to a stranger, and he thinks I'm flirting with him. This is why I can't be nice. At 11, I have brunch at Erewhon, and a random man pays for my meal. At 11:30, I receive my daily dose of attention.
You're hot.
Then I call my Stevia daddy and get $20K transferred into my bank account so I can go shopping. At 1 p.m., I check my DMs, 457 requests. I even have a few from a high-profile celebrity. At 3 o'clock, I get pulled over for going 75 in a school zone. The officer asked me some serious questions.
What are your plans for tonight?
I'm going to catch steak. He lets me off with a warning. Later on, I apply for a job, for which I'm underqualified. Hi, nice to meet you.
Whoa, we would like to offer you the job.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, you're gonna make a great lawyer.
What a wonderful first job. I realize I need a new car. Luckily, a nice man notices and gives me his Audi. For dinner, I have 21 units of Botox injected. Yum. After that, I post my nightly thirst trap. It's time for bed. At 7 p.m., I crawl under the covers for my 13 hours of beauty sleep. And that's my day. Follow for more.
This is a day in the life of a Midwest couple. My wife Ash and I wake up at 8 a.m. wearing the same clothes we wear every day like cartoon characters. For breakfast, Ash makes lefse. Flavorful. At 10 a.m., we look into getting a passport and maybe going on a trip. We decide against it. We'll just stay here for literally the rest of our lives. Around 11 a.m., I see something that can't be unseen.
I mean, what the frick?
Babe, it was a one-time thing.
This is a load of freaking crap.
It means nothing to me.
Shut your mouth.
At 3 o'clock, I get absolutely blacked out drunk with my buddies to escape my problems and avoid resolving marital issues with my wife. I will also do this to avoid family gatherings. Then I come back home and give Ash as much affection as I can muster up. Then we head off to our separate bedrooms. As I lie in bed, I wonder if it's strange that I have absolutely zero interest in the outside world. I have no desire to explore new people, places, or ideas. I was born here, I went to school here, and I will die here without having ever left a 0.5-mile radius of my hometown. And that's my day.
This is an average day in Minneapolis. I wake up at 8 a.m. to the Islamic call to prayer. After that, I step outside and run into my neighbor handing out literature.
This basically explains why capitalism is basically bad, actually.
At 9 a.m., I try to go out for breakfast, but all the restaurants are out of business. I guess I'll just have to settle for some camel milk. After that, I get ready for my daily protest. I'm not sure what we're fighting for today, but I know I'm angry. At 11 a.m., I help out my neighbor with rent.
So basically, I need money because of like oppression and stuff.
Around 12, I eat a healthy lunch at Matt's, and then I make sure to stay properly hydrated for the rest of the day. At 2 p.m., I look at the new Minnesota state flag. Wow, what an interesting design. Then around 5 p.m., I get robbed. And after paying my state income tax, I get mugged.
So basically, give me all your money.
At 9 p.m., I head to a completely dead downtown Minneapolis where the only bar open is the Hewing. I order one cocktail for $25. It's nice to live in a state that has California prices but Midwest weather and opportunity. And that's my day.
This is a day in the life of platonic besties.
First thing we do is wake up from our sleepover.
Then we pick out each other's outfits. We're twinning.
Then we go for a walk and I see a really scary guy, so I protect Chloe. I love making her feel safe.
Then we go out to lunch and Tyler pours my water for me. So I give him a bite of my burrito. He's so messy.
Then Chloe talks me into going to Petco. She wants one of the cute dogs. I tell her no, we are not getting one.
At 2 o'clock, Tyler caved. We got a dog. His name is Cornelius.
Adopting a dog together is a testament to how good our friendship is.
At 3 o'clock, our significant others call us. But bestie time is so important, even in a relationship.
Being the good friend that I am, I give Chloe her daily mammogram.
Then I give Tyler his cancer screening. All good.
Then it's time to get ready for bed, so I shower while Chloe brushes her teeth. But then I think she might need to shower too, so she hops in as well to save water.
Then we decide it's best to move in together since now we have a dog. And that's our day.
This is a day in the life of platonic besties.
We wake up at 9 a.m. and get ready for the day.
I make Tyler his breakfast, pancakes.
At 11:30, we go on a hike.
At the top, Tyler gets on one knee and gives me a friendship ring. He promises we'll be besties for life.
Then I decide we need to see Dr. Shipwinky for best friends therapy.
Chloe, you have to understand when you hang out with your boyfriend, that can really negatively impact your best friend.
I didn't realize I was the problem. Who knew I had so much to learn?
Then it's time for our afternoon walk. We hold hands so everyone knows we're besties.
Tyler's such a jokester. I just love looking into my bestie's eyes platonically. Around 3 p.m., Tyler makes me delete every guy in my contacts. I do so without question.
After that, we go to the gym. I think Chloe would really benefit from working out more. At 8 p.m., we watch a movie. We both rest our heads on soft cushions.
Around 10 p.m., it's bestie bedtime. Tyler jumps straight into my vagina.